Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to another episode of Manchester. Alright, we're going to have this going on today. If you recall, we finished... There we go. We finished plowing that field back there, and now we need to go ahead and fertilize it. Now, if memory serves, you don't need to cultivate, or... Not cultivate. Yeah, cultivate, sorry, right. You don't need to cultivate the field after you spread slurry, so I'm going to go ahead and test this out. I guess I could have turned back there. Alright, so this is the... I rented this Houle, and this is a slurry spreader. I got this from American Eagle Modding, if memory serves. Now this is not... oops. We want to bring the information up, and we're going to shift it to the right, and we're going to zero it out. There we go. Perfect. So this, the really nice thing about this only has like a 10-meter spread, which is fine, but it has, as you can see, it holds 35,000 liters, which is the bonus beside it. It's got big old tires on it as well, so flotation tires. I believe it's a steering axle as well, which is really nice. So, let's see how it goes. We don't actually have a crazy amount of slurry. Oops. I wanted... oh, here it is. We have 150 cows. We still need to feed our cows, but we have 44,000 liters of slurry, so we're going to see how this works out. So... Alright. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention there. Alright, let's fire this guy up. Nice. So, our maximum speed is 15 kilometers an hour. As you can see, we're on plowed ground, so that's the reason why it's all over the place right now. That's, of course, the drive control mod does that, because it adds the, I forget what the actual module is called, but it adds the ability, or adds the feeling as if you're driving over rough terrain, which of course we are in this case. Check out that right there. It's pretty nifty. Apparently this is a... I don't know much about this company, but apparently it's a Canadian company, which is kind of cool. So we're on a Canadian map. And I feel that this tractor probably isn't enough horsepower. It says, or enough weight I should say really, it says 160 horsepower, and the tractor we're using has 180, so I think we're being lied to, because you definitely would need quite a beefy tractor for this specifically, just because it is such a huge unit. Like, look at the size of that. Like, that's enormous. And the fact that it holds 35,000 liters is pretty impressive itself as well. Alright, so let's slow it down here. There we go. Now I'm going to check out, I'm going to show you these steering axles here, which is really nice. See that? I'm going to skip a pass though, just to make it line up a little bit better. But very nice. Actually, this is like the first time I think I've actually used it. Strangely enough, just because I don't spread slurry very often, but this is pretty nifty. It's got your slow moving sign. Of course, in Canada, if you don't have your slow moving sign, you'll definitely get, you can get dinged for it, but not all the time, of course, but it's very, something you need to have. Do the lights actually work? Oh, they do. There you go. There's no beacon or anything. No. That's pretty sweet, though. I don't know if it works at course play. It might do. I don't know for sure. Now, like I said, if memory serves, let me just turn this off for a second here. Let's back up a little bit. If memory serves, I believe you don't need to do anything with slurry. I'm gonna go check. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so apparently you don't actually need to do anything. You can either just... You can cultivate it, or you can leave slurry unprocessed. Which is kind of interesting, actually. Let's fire that guy up again. Let me read to you what it actually says specifically. It says, for slurry, there is no difference in cultivating it or leaving it unprocessed. Slurry will first increase nutrition levels at the next growth stage. So you don't actually need to do anything with slurry, so but you can easily just cultivate it, so we'll see what happens. Apparently it'll come into effect next cycle, so I don't know what will happen if I spray this and then seed it. I don't think anything will happen, but we're gonna find out. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm gonna seed this right after, and I think what we'll do is we'll seed it into. I think we'll seed it into maybe. Ooh, maybe we should do potatoes and make TMR that way. That could be interesting. How much do we have in terms of stuff in our storage? We have 64,000 liters of oats. We have 104,000 liters of barley. 200,000 liters of straw. So actually not that much. Not that much actually, so we have to be a bit careful here. As you can see, this apparently looks like this spreader, this slurry spreader actually is fairly efficient in terms of how much it uses. So we've done, I don't know, by the end of what, one more pass we'll be done like half the fuel, I guess, and we still have slurry, and that's probably because it's just so big. But I think actually the actual diffuse, or how much it actually uses, is I think it's turned down just a little bit, so we'll find out. Alright. Perfect. We can do... There we go. And let's turn around. And I think this will be the next one here. And nice. As you can see, that little dial there actually does go down, which is pretty cool. So now we're just under the halfway mark. But it is pretty nifty, the fact that it has that. I think that's really cool that they added that little feature in there. I think there's one of the same thing like that in the back as well. I think, but I'd have to. We're gonna do it this way, I suppose. No, oh, I thought there was a lever or something, but I guess there's not. Oh well. Sometimes if you're on YouTube, you get advertisements for random stuff like this. Not with these ones, but with the noon ones, the big, huge noon ones. I used to, not anymore, but I used to get a whole bunch of advertisements on YouTube for the slurry spreaders, which is kind of funny because I don't know how they're targeting me, but I just find it very comical, the fact that, you know, here I am playing a farming game and I get not contacted, but they're targeting people who I guess search farming related stuff, and I guess because I have searched probably slurry or something like that before, I imagine, just because of the nature of farm sim. That would be my guess, at least. So because I've searched for things that normal people wouldn't really search for unless you're a farmer, I guess, so I get all sorts of advertisements. Often you get some funny ones like what's the one I get? I've got slurry scrapers before for dairy barns. I've got some dairy stuff as well. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have. I don't know. It's funny. You can get targeted by the most randomest stuff. If you search like something on your computer once, sometimes you'll be able to find like for example, if you go to Amazon, Amazon's really good at doing this. Go to Amazon and search for a bike or something like that, and then watch what happens after to advertisements you get. It's really funny. And all the advertisements you'll get will all be bike related. So it's like, oh, buy a new bike from Amazon. This is a highly rated bike. Like all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, so we were able to do half the field with one tank, and it was just perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go fill it up and we'll be back in a sec. Alright, so we're back. I switched out the tractor for the bigger 8530 here. This one's, I don't find this one's as pretty as the other one, but I think it would just seems to fit it a little bit better because it's such a huge trailer, like I said before. So it makes sense to have a slightly heavier tractor pulling it. I don't know, but the other one just seemed like it was a bit small. I don't know, I should look this up on YouTube to see what kind of tractors they're pulling behind one of these things. I'd be kind of curious to see what they use, actually. So, yeah, the problem with this one is this one's not as nice on the inside. I find it's really dark. And I have been told more than once this is a convert, and that's part of the reason why it looks like this, so that is that reason. But so we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 passes to do, and then we'll be done this field, and then we'll be able to plant some sugar beets or some potatoes, and then we'll make some TMR from that. And I think TMR can only be made with potatoes, if memory serves. So what I could do is, where is it? Sewing machines. Oh, is it under? Oh, there you go. Maybe it is. Never realized it was underneath that. So we can rent one of these guys, and we'll plant potatoes, and we'll make TMR in our bunker there. Because that's probably the most efficient way to do it on a big map like this. Alright. Don't hit the rocks, preferably. There we go. Take a big old turn. And still hit the rocks, apparently. Well, I guess this is one disadvantage of using a bigger tractor. Turn circle's not nearly as good. Alright, there we go. Make sure that is in line. Excellent. This is good. Apparently, it looks like we're missing a little tiny bit over there. That's fine. Just a little bit at the end there. Yeah, this one, some of the new tractors actually have plow spec on it, which is kind of cool. Like, for example, I'm sure you've seen this one before. The Class Zerion, this guy right here, has plow spec on it. This is actually a really well done model, if I'm honest. And the fence are pretty nice too, actually. Both of them are really well done. Still haven't seen any really amazing John Deeres yet. Ago, I suppose, is coming out with something at some point in the near future. I guess, I don't know. We don't know for certain, because you just never know. I don't have Facebook, or else I'd probably follow them on Facebook. Everyone does the Facebook thing, so I'm on the Twitters. I'm not on the Facebook, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at IPJ Robson. So if you want to follow me on there, by all means, tweet at me. I'll tweet you back. For example, the other day, Greg, he sent me a tweet about a new map that I actually noticed as well. It was called, it's a French map, and it looks really nice, actually. It has soil mod in it. Watch out for the fencing. It's got the soil mod. It's got a couple other things in there. It's based out of France, which is kind of neat. I don't think I've ever played a France map before, or a French map, I should say. I suppose this map could be a French map, but I guess I'm playing on La Ferme Canadienne, and that would be a French map, I suppose. Or it's a Canadian map, but I think it's supposed to be Quebecois. I'm not sure not certain, but it's a nice map. My only downfall, it doesn't have soil mod, which is I don't know. I like what soil mod adds. Not everybody does though, so which is fine. I totally accept that. Alright, we got this pass, and we got one more to do. Wow, that's actually not too bad at all. So what we'll do, I think, is, like I said, we'll plant potatoes. And technically, one of the interesting things about potatoes is you have to hill them. And if you don't hill them, they don't grow properly. They don't grow as well. Because what happens is, like, the potatoes, the way they grow in, like, in the roots, basically, essentially. Think about it that way. So they're called earth fruits, right? Anyway, so they grow underground, so you have to dig them up. And one of the ways you enable yourself to do that is by... let me just finish this pass. One of the ways you do that, of course, is by hilling them, so it makes it easier to get them out of the ground then. There we go. Do that. Excellent. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. So if you were to just plow and then plant potatoes, I don't think it would work very well, because you'd have huge clumps of soil. I don't think we actually have a cultivator now that I think about it. That's just a plow now, so it doesn't cultivate. Yeah, we don't have a cultivator. That's a little expensive. I don't think we have. I don't see the funny thing about this is this would work, but I don't know how it works with uneven ground. That's the problem. Honestly, I have to check out some of those mods, because some mods work perfectly fine with uneven ground like this. But for example, that John Deere seeder that I had didn't work very well. So I just reverted back to the in-game one, and it has no problems. So go figure. Like I said, some of them do, some of them don't. Alright, so this is the last pass, and then I think we'll cultivate this under. And we'll go for a lemkin, I think. We'll rent a lemkin for a bit. Technically, they would be a season, not just a bit, but whatever. Excellent. Very nice. Now the question is, what do you do with the excess slurry? I'm assuming you wouldn't leave it in the in the actual trailer itself. That would just be bad news. There we go. Now, interestingly enough, with soil mod, you do actually have to add material to the grass as well, which is kind of neat. The storage. Yes, always an issue on this map. I think it's just because I don't put the... I'm just going to leave this in this field right here, because this will make the most sense, I think. Yeah, it looks like that other tractor has shimmied all the way back there. That's a bit of a problem. I wonder if that's related to... I wonder if that's related to the weight that's on the front. Because I put this tractor right here. Just as an FYI. See, it's doing a little shake back. I wonder if that's from that. No, doesn't seem to be. Strange. Alright, let's go ahead and rent a cultivator. I like the Lemkin cultivator, if I'm honest. And it transports really nicely as well. So it's actually 12 meters, so the other modded cultivator is this one right here. And I haven't seen many big ones bigger than this. But, no, I don't think so. Sorry, I was just thinking about that in my mind. I was like, have I seen anything bigger than that? So let's go ahead and rent this guy for 2 hours probably would be good enough, I imagine. And we can return that. Actually, yeah, we don't need to put anywhere because we can just return that vehicle. That's true. Totally forgot it wasn't. We didn't own that. All right, reset that vehicle. Yes. So you need 300 horsepower, and I believe the John Deere has that. 350. We use the not this case. We use the other case that we have, which is it's doing a little dance back there. This guy right here. All right, let's fire this guy up. And we'll pick up the Lemkin here. Actually, you know what's funny? I think this tractor, this is actually a low horsepower tractor. I think it's only 400 horsepower. Yeah, 405. So technically, actually, the John Deere has like almost the same amount of horsepower. So. So we are going to go ahead and cultivate this in, even though we don't need to. We're going to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to start in the middle and work our way out. There we go. Just line it up. And we'll set it up so it doesn't have that. Perfect. And let's unfold. That always helps. I do like these things. This, if people remember, but in 2013 there was a version of this which was really sweet. which came out like late in the what was it? It would be late in the actual game itself. Oh, interesting. It actually changes the oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that 710. Oh. I must have looked at an old version of it then, but I guess it doesn't need to be cultivated, and I guess that does that. I wonder if that does that. Interesting. I'm gonna check something. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, it didn't say anything specific, but I guess that's the way it works. So that's interesting. So I guess you can do it this way, or I suppose you could just let it sit overnight. Well, I think what I'll do is I think I'll progress after I finish like majority of this field. I'll progress time 1 day ahead. I'll leave a little strip to see if it does anything. To see if it does the same thing it's doing now. So like this little section right here that we're cultivating in. So that is processed, I guess now technically. But I don't know if it actually needs to be. Doesn't technically need to be, according to the information. Now maybe that's changed now. I don't know for sure. So. I don't know for sure, but like I said, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Good. Make a turn. And lower that cultivator down. Nice. It's funny, I've mentioned this before, but like just the little things, like I don't know, why is that off-centered like that? Like really, it doesn't make any sense. The mirrors are the same way too. I don't know why that's the case, and like I don't know, everything's slightly off-centered. I thought it was like a mod conflict, and it still may be. I don't know for certain, but when I first saw that, I was like, what's going on here? There's something a bit odd about that. So I don't know if I was the mod author or something, but. Could be anything really. Other than our part about doing this is, of course, we're gonna cultivate any weeds into the ground as well, which is nice. That'll get rid of any potential weeds that we encounter. Yeah, it really doesn't like the hills either. It really slows down a lot. Sheesh. Here we go. One of the situations where it'd be nice if the mirrors actually did something. Here we go. Look forward. Take a nice little turn here. And lower that down. Nice. Sweet. Get that going. So I don't know, I'm not sure how that would work. If a hard worker would be fine. Now sometimes they're perfectly fine, sometimes they have just a crazy amount of trouble. Like on this particular field, there's a little strip right along here. Which is really bad. And there's on the other field over there, there's the fence right along there, which can present a lot of problems. Very annoying when you actually hit it. In my opinion, at least, so. Alright. So I'll come back when this field's fully cultivated. Alright, so just finish up the last little pass there. I'm going to leave the strip right here, just to see what happens when you leave it like that. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just progress time right now. Let me just do a quick little check of this field. I think we planted this last episode, and I believe it is planted in soybeans or oats. Soybeans, it looks like. So we have 4, 7, 3, and they're all in soybeans. And we could have varied it up a little bit. Sheesh. All right. Let's go ahead and progress time, and I believe I have the growth manager installed, which is probably not supposed to be the case, but oh, I forgot. I'm getting dinged. I do this all the time. No, it's the Lemkin we don't own. Let's return that before we get dinged with it again. Oh, that's terrible. Alright. Let's progress time. Go to the next day. Let's see what happens. So what they said was you don't actually need to cultivate it into the ground. So what we should see is, yeah, the growth manager shouldn't be there, FYI. If you're playing with a soil mod, don't have the growth manager installed. Yeah, they conflict with each other. So what happens is it's supposed to be a 4-day cycle with growth manager or with soil mod, but because I have the growth manager installed, it's only 2 days. So it is actually not correct, which is a problem. Alright, so let's come up to 50%. Usually that's where things start to change. Yeah, so you can see some of the field over there has changed. So yeah, it just does it automatically. You don't actually need to cultivate it in. Oh, interesting. This over here, it looks like you. Interesting. What is it? Alt I. And this is for nutrients. Interesting. So it's this yellow here. Yeah, that's really strange actually, because maybe it doesn't need to be cultivated in. That's really odd. It doesn't. I guess it technically doesn't need to be because it still went up, but it's not as effective. As you can see, like over here where I got like 14. We don't have very much PK though, which is a bit of a problem. We have lots of nitrogen though. I have to spray some, spray something. Curious. And let's check these fields over here. They are ready to be harvest 3 and 4. 7 is almost there. 7 will be tomorrow, it looks like. Can turn that guy off. He doesn't need to be idling there. Alright, so we got this. Let's go ahead and unfold. Fire him up. As you can see, we got some people keep. Okay, so let me just clarify something. People have been asking me often, what is this mod from that creates the tram lines? Drive control. Drive control does this, okay? Basically all it does is when you drive over your crops, it destroys them. It's like having with the reels, okay? Alright, let's see here. Which way is the best? Probably just easy just to hire a worker, I imagine. Let's turn this guy on. And we do have the straw mod on, so this is going to get lots of spray. As you can see. Still not a big fan of that, the way it looks. Oops. Alright, there we go. That's better. And let's grab this guy, which is, see, I don't know, he's done a little boogie back again. I don't know what the deal is with this tractor. I like the way it looks, but I'm not, I don't really like that, the fact that it just does that shimmy back there. Alright, let's get the trailer, which I think is actually, it's not over there. For some reason I thought it was. Alright, so let's grab it from over here. And get this guy to unload that combine, and then we'll start planting some potatoes. There we go. Oh, it has soybeans in it, or oats, looks like. Alright, what field is that? 4, I think it is. Yeah, field 4. Field 4. Unload in capitals, apparently. I really wanted to make sure I saw the unload part. One thing I've noticed with these trailers from Ego is that they actually slide around a little bit. Maybe that's because I have an older version of them or something. But they do, like, they're really weighty. And what I mean by that is they will slide. So if you're moving too quick and you make a turn, it'll slide across the map, which is not cool, but I have no idea where this course starts, so let's and we'll do this, I think. Do a turn right here, and I'm pretty sure it's somewhere. Oh, looks like it's right there. There we go. He's not going to destroy the crop because, of course, Courseplay does that. It's funny. I still can't believe the Upside Down had the insight to do that. All Alright, so let's grab the other John Deere, which I think is this one right here. Yes, it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to go rent a planter. It's too bad you can't just contract it out. Like in Farm Expert, that'd be kind of cool. You could say, okay, plant this field. And then someone would come and plant the field for you. That'd be kind of cool. Sowing machines, we want the biggest one, which requires 100 horsepower. So what we're using is going to be overkill. That does sugar beets. That does sugar beets. Okay, yeah. So let's rent this for 2 hours, and let's go back one, reset that vehicle. Yes. I'm still not sure where to put a storage facility on this map. Be careful, cow. I'm still not sure where to put a storage facility on this map. I actually considered changing one of the fields to like just to have a shed on top, just because, as you can see, my equipment is thrown all over the place right now. For whatever reason. Alright. Let's grab that. And then we will plant some potatoes. There we go. And let's grab some seed from over here. It's funny, seed potatoes actually aren't crazy expensive. I discovered this spring. In comparison to like other seeds, like we get canola, for example. They are like potato seeds are considerably cheaper. Like for a pallet worth, it's like $650 for like a pallet full of potato seed. But if you want like a pallet of or a skid worth of canola seed, thousands and thousands of dollars. But you do a lot more acres with canola seed because it's just smaller seed, right? All right, there's 100%. Let's just back up here. And what we'll do is we'll just do a little turn here. Beautiful. Alright, so we'll get this guy started. And starting from this side. So yeah, it doesn't seem to make any difference how this is set up. So we're just going to hire a worker here. Because I want to go check out a couple other things. Yeah. Doesn't seem to make a difference at all. Alright, so we have this, we have that. We need to take a look at a couple things. So we need to make some TMR for our cows. We actually don't have any grass at all, and we don't have any straw. One thing I noted that I thought was really neat is remember how the pipe's usually out here on this? In this version, the guy changed it, so now it's over here. It does clip into things a little bit, but I think it's a cool idea. So perhaps there's more storage now because of it. I don't know for certain, but I thought it was kind of neat that the fact that they added that in. So anyhow, all right. So I think what I'll do is I'll end the episode there. I didn't even realize how long it was. Apparently we're in the 30-minute mark already. So what I'll do is I'll end it there. I'll let that guy. I'll let this guy do a little bit of planting, and then we'll come back and maybe we'll be fully planted. I don't know for certain. We need to get into that case that's in the middle of nowhere. That's going to cause problems there. There we go. Get him out of the way. That's good. Alright folks, so that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been an episode of Farming Simulator 2015. We're playing on the Manchester map. And if you enjoyed yourself, I really appreciate it if you'd hit that share button. I'll catch you guys later.